Contemporary art and artists in Nigeria today have grown from art in its rawest form to meet and compete on an international standard. One of such masters of sculpture is Prince GOGO ANYANWU, and he took us into his home with the traditional breaking of kola nut, welcomed us very well, and took us into the journey of art, food for the soul.
Right from primary school, I knew I was an artist. Went to secondary school, pursued art. The teacher training college, pursued art. Went to the university. First off, Ahmadu Bello University, then University of Nigeria, Soka. Pursued art, specializing in sculpture. Specializing in art education, because I found out that if you have all the art but you don't train people to appreciate the art, it's no use. So art education is paramount. And I do know also that government should realize that art should be made compulsory, because right from childhood everybody is an artist. In fact, even all the top professionals are artists. Everybody is an artist unawares. I don't choose the color of your dresses. I don't choose the car you drive. I don't choose the husband you pick. So everybody is an artist. The difference is that people talk of practical art. That's where the difference is. And when I'm on practical art, I feel very happy, because it leads me right into a world of remembering so many things. I came to realize that artists think very deep and can discover. Artists can design a thing that becomes very useful to human beings. But most interestingly, it is the artwork that repairs the soul. Art is food for the soul, not for the body. And the way your body is translates the way your soul is, your spirit is. So artworks are for aesthetics. Aesthetics repair the spirit. Was a big challenge, because when I got into the Ministry of Education, I designed a program whereby I had to talk to all teachers at the primary level, give them 3-hour lectures, let them understand how art fits in, let them understand that they don't need to be artists before they direct art to children. In fact, in primary schools, teachers are only directors, art directors, not art teachers. When you go to the tertiary institution, then you can teach art where you can let somebody know that line shouldn't go that way. You do see what you're seeing. If it is a matter of perspective, see the perspective and see how you reflect it. Then you are teaching. But for primary schools, even into secondary schools, no. Only give them what to do and give them the freedom to express themselves. That is what is there. Teachers became very happy and put that into practice.
When asked about the expression of himself in his art, Prince Anyanwu talked to us about drawing his inspiration from history and religion and from common places and things around him.
Mbari, yeah, that's Mbari. That is, Mbari has a lot of connotations.
Okay.
Mbari is that artwork prepared, a temple prepared to invite the goddess to come to visit the community and bless them, those who have got no children, those who have got some misfortune, to repair them, those who have done something very tragic, very bad, to be punished. So they will decorate the thing. The chief priest will order the artists who will go into an enclosure for about 9 to 10 months. Nobody goes in there except those and the young ladies and young women who have no children, who are looking for children. Before the end of the 9 months, they must have gotten pregnant. And some of them will give birth to babies. So Mbari again is exhibition, peculiar just to Owerri alone. It's a combination of Christianity and paganism.
As a sculptor, his arts become even more impressive as he shows a keen interest in the details of each sculpture. From real life to figurative art, Prince Anyanwu's sculptures tell a story about his culture, religion, and even politics.
What we call the politician. He's a politician. They talk too much. You say parrots. What we call zoomorphic art. It's a zoomorphic art. You see, they are partly human being, partly animal from the zoo. They offer you what you don't understand. And they have never succeeded in offering us what they claim. Yes. You see?
That's the bird, the parrot head.
Yeah, the parrot, yes.
And then human hands.
Yes.
Offering you what we don't get.
Yes.
And then from there down is human.
It's human. This is the wing. You see?
Fly away when they don't live up to their promises.
Sure. This one is on the more native side. An old man.
It's so real.
Yes, so real. An old man. He has what we call Ofo and Ugu. These two things in our tradition. If anybody has done anything bad and is denying it, and you put this to the ground 2 or 3 times, and then pour the libation, the person will go. If the person has done that bad thing, before a year runs out, he dies. So that is why, if you are behaving, you become very careful not to do that which you do to deny. So if the old man comes to pour his libation and place the offer to the ground, justice, saying that some of the things our people did in the way of detecting crimes, they can continue using it. So there is nothing fetish about it. It's science. And when it is done, some of the chaps that have been executed unjustly, you use this.
And eliminate it.
Yes, and eliminate it. You use this and it will tell us who has committed the crime. So the just ones will not be crucified.
You have to tell me about general art appreciation in Nigeria.
Yes.
What kind of recognition have you gotten?
Frankly, I think we need education for art appreciation. All right? If I get somebody to stay with me for just a week, you will begin to ask questions about some artworks. You will begin to regret he didn't know what it was all about. People see it on the surface. Oh, the dexterity of producing this, but that is in the surface, subjective, the object. But when they go subjective inside, then you begin to explain what this means and why and what the artist has done. Then you find out that it's a whole lot of subject that is so deep that you cannot get to the depth. And when you see it, you can then appreciate it. You can then enjoy it. Is that clear? It is a subject that you cannot easily enjoy without studying. I cannot blame the Nigerians. I cannot blame even the big men. They will come here, oh, this is fantastic, this is beautiful. But they don't know why it is fantastic. They don't know why it is beautiful. Seat of wisdom. That's where they train seminarians that become Reverend Fathers. Yes, when Monsignor Theophilus Owerri was the director of this seat of wisdom. That was the time this was installed. You see the face looks like an African woman.
And then, the African lips.
Yes. And, and you see the baby, that's Christ. Is supposed to say that the mother of Christ, that is Mary, was the seat of wise Christ. That is the meaning. See? Seat of wisdom.
Now, you were commissioned to do this
Yes,
work.
I was commissioned to do that.
Did they tell you what to do, or did they give you an idea?
He gave me an idea. He told me what it is. He told me the title. Then I interpreted what he wanted. Then he insisted that the face of Mary should look like an Igbo woman.
She does.
Like Nigeria, you see that?
Did you give her beads?
Yes, I gave her beads. Wearing the beads.
To complete the African look.
Yes, to complete the African look, yes. And then that's the baby Christ. And I took the face of Christ from my son. I feel very, very happy. And at times I begin to feel surprised how and when I got the result. I begin to ask myself, so I couldn't get an answer. All I needed to do is to realize that God that gives a talent makes you walk through the project and succeed in getting it done. When I come here at times, I feel embarrassed to realize that I did it single-handedly, you know.
You have to repolish, or how do you take care of it?
That's we have to curate it.
I see.
Yes.
How often?
As often as about 3-4 years.
Okay.
Oh,
You're
yes.
74 going on 75. And you still do all the heavy lifting and the bending and you still
welding.
Do all that, and the welding.
Yes, that's true. I think it's God's own business, you know. I don't know how.
Thank you for showing us.
Thank you very much.
Piece of your life that you know, it's just so amazing. Welcome back. We're back in Lagos, where we'll be meeting with the son of Prince Alban GOGO ANYANWU. Now, GOGO, as he is called, his namesake of his father, has taken to painting, you know, another form of art, but he's keeping it in the family, and he is our guest today as well. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Nice work.
I'm an artist, even though I work in a bank.
Yeah, tell us about your work. Let's talk about your paintings first, and then we'll switch to why you defected.
Okay. Well, I read painting very good with portraits, sceneries, and abstract. But my best is scenes. Okay, so most of the time I imagine, scenes. Then most times I also work on the ones I've seen.
Right.
Okay, so what you have here is one or two scenes I got from one when I was in Bonny Island. I worked in Bonny Island for 4 months. Then the other one is imagined. Okay, then you have the portrait of my wife, to tell you my strength in portraits. Then an abstract painting behind you, and
What do you work best with? Is it like you said? Is it your imagined stuff, or is it
imagination?
Okay.
Imagination, but that gives me a lot of freedom to play around with space and colors.
I see a lot of your works are like village settings and more rural than urban. Is that deliberate, or it's just?
Well, not really. Like I said, I lived in Bonny Island for 5 months, okay, and I saw a lot of beautiful scenes, when you travel from Port Harcourt to Bonny Island, you see a lot of thatched houses, human beings, kids, and all that. So that's my source of inspiration. So I sit down in the studio or anywhere, even in the office, and imagine some other scenes like that. So that's why more of my paintings are usually sceneries,
So how long have you been painting?
For more than 15 years now. I started painting before I was trained as an artist in your art school.
Let me ask how much your father influenced your...
Well, I grew up to notice that I can paint, I can draw, first of all, In my primary school days, I came first in the National Art Exhibition for Children, primary and secondary school. Okay, so since then, it's been drawing until at a point when I started learning how to use pastel to paint. Then from there, I graduated into using the oil. Then before I went to the university to train as a painter.
Okay. And you're 5 boys?
Yes, we are.
Your mom, God bless her.
And I have a sister. So my wife is the first sister in the house.
Ah, okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Now, how many of your other siblings have taken to the arts?
None actually. I'm the only person that, apart from my other brother who read law, the others are science inclined, engineer, an accountant in the house. But the others, I'm just the only person.
And you did, you started this, you went to school for this, obviously, you graduated, and the next thing you're working in a bank. Explain that to me. I
served in CBN, where I got an award as the best copper. So, and I said, okay, out of the 10 coppers, I'm the only one that read fine arts. And I wanted to make prove a point that, look, I'm an artist. An accountant cannot be an artist, but an artist can become an accountant. Okay, so I wanted to let people know that even though I'm an artist, I can as well excel in the banking industry. So since 2001, I've been in the banking industry till now.
Okay, so and when you retire from banking?
I'm retiring to my arts, absolutely to my art all the way.
You said you can have it both ways. Are we in a place in Nigeria now where artists can be artists and live on their arts and on their crafts? Are we there?
Well, we're not there yet, okay, but I'm sure because the leaders we have actually don't, I don't think they appreciate arts, and that's why you have, if you go to the museum in Lagos here, I'm sure you'll be amazed with what you see there, people don't preserve these artworks. Right. So when they are not preserved, I'm sure they will not talk about the artists. So most times, apart from individuals who are interested in the art, who want to keep 1 or 2 works in their houses, those are the people that actually buy these paintings. But several people do exhibitions, and I can assure you, it's very few people that buy artwork. And most times, artists don't want to sell their works, for peanuts, just because, every artist will want to keep his works until he dies anyway, but that's it.
I get that a lot from artists. I ask them, what is painful about, what is most difficult about letting your works go? Even though it's exchange for money,
For
right?
money,
but
yeah.
they don't want to let their work go.
You know, when your work leaves you, it's difficult to make another one.
Exact same time. Right.
I mean, because at the point you're doing a particular painting or work, you have an inspiration, okay? You could be sitting in your office or maybe a dream that you will never have again.
Who are some of your bigger influences as far as the art's concerned?
Okay, I read a lot about Van Gogh. Van Gogh is a late artist who did more of paintings with raw colors, but his works are quite expressive. You know, these are the late Benin one, of course. You know, his works are also quite expressive. Okay, so these two people actually influenced me. That's why most times, if not because we need to sell one or two works, you know, to make money, when people ask you to, you know, I do more of brush. But if I have all the time in the world, I will not paint with brush, I'll paint with a palette knife.
Tell me about your dad. What's he like?
He's a man I always look up to, and he still advises me till date.
Well, we've been talking with GOGO ANYANWU
Junior.
I remember that part.
Yeah.
We've been talking with GOGO and we've had such a great time listening to him and getting to know his works, and also talking about his very, very influential father, Prince Alban GOGO ANYANWU.
Hi, this is T.Y. Bello. Keep watching Messengers.
From mother to son again, Prince Alban GOGO ANYANWU's mother passed on a gift that resided in him and then went on to his son GOGO during his staying out there in Lagos, painting all the way as his father is continuing in his sculptures. Behind me, this magnificent piece that we've been talking about. We're in Owerri, southeastern Nigeria. Fantastic time we've had, and I hope you have too. And until next time, when we bring you another fantastic artist doing great things across the Atlantic, I'm still your host, OYIZA, and I'll say